Remember 2018? It was a year full of memorable events and significant moments. The year God's Plan topped the charts, making waves in the music industry and becoming an anthem for many. The Winter Olympics happened in Pyeongchang, showcasing incredible athleticism and bringing nations together in the spirit of competition. And oh yeah, the US and Canada got into a little trade tiff that caught everyone's attention. The Trump administration, citing national security concerns, because nothing says national security like maple syrup, slapped tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum, causing quite a stir. The Canadians retaliated with their own tariffs on US goods, escalating the situation further. The tariffs disrupted supply chains, raised prices for consumers, and generally sowed uncertainty on both sides of the border, affecting businesses and everyday life. It was a stark reminder that even the friendliest of neighbors can have their differences, especially when it comes to trade and economic policies. The experience served as a wake-up call, prompting both countries to explore ways to diversify their trade relationships and reduce dependency on each other. The 2018 tariffs, while eventually lifted, left a bitter aftertaste and a lesson in the complexities of international trade. Fast forward to 2025, and it seems the trade winds are blowing cold again between the US and Canada. The once warm and cooperative relationship has turned frosty, with both nations eyeing each other warily. The US, now under the leadership of President Insert current US president's name here, is once again threatening to impose even higher tariffs on Canadian aluminum and steel. This move has sent shockwaves through the industries on both sides of the border. The reason? You guessed it, national security. The US administration claims that protecting its metal industries is crucial for the nation's defense and economic stability. This time, the US isn't just talking about tariffs. They're also considering a range of other measures to tighten the screws on Canadian imports. They're also threatening to use a whole arsenal of trade weapons. Stricter standards, eliminating exclusions, and increasing inspections at the border are just a few of the tactics on the table. And cracking down on any sneaky Canadians trying to circumvent the rules. The US is determined to close any loopholes that might allow Canadian goods to slip through unscathed. The US argues that these measures are necessary to protect American jobs and industries. They believe that without these protections, American workers would be at a significant disadvantage. Whether these claims hold water is a matter of debate, with experts on both sides presenting compelling arguments. Some say it's a necessary move, while others see it as an overreach. But one thing is for sure, the US is sending a clear message that they're not afraid to play hardball when it comes to trade. The coming months will reveal just how far they're willing to go to protect their interests. Canada, for its part, isn't taking these threats lying down. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has warned the US that imposing tariffs would harm both economies. Trudeau has also made it clear that Canada is prepared to retaliate if the US follows through on its threats. The message from Ottawa is clear. Canada is willing to negotiate in good faith, but it won't be bullied into submission. The message from across the Canadian political spectrum is one of unity and resolve. Canada will stand up for its workers and businesses. Feeling the pinch economic fallout of a trade war. The economic stakes of a trade war between the US and Canada are high. Canada is a major supplier of raw materials to the US, including aluminum and steel, which are used in everything from cars and airplanes to buildings and beer cans. Disrupting this trade would have ripple effects throughout the US economy, raising prices for businesses and consumers alike. The automotive industry in particular would be hard hit. Canada would also suffer if the trade war escalated. The Canadian economy is already facing headwinds from inflation and rising interest rates, and a trade war would only make things worse. Charting a new course, Canada's multi-pronged strategy. The Trudeau government is pursuing a multi-pronged strategy that involves diplomacy, diversification, and domestic strengthening. First, Canada is engaging in diplomatic efforts to defuse the situation. Second, Canada is looking to diversify its trade relationships by forging closer economic ties with other countries. Finally, Canada is working to strengthen its domestic economy by investing in innovation and supporting Canadian businesses. The goal is to make the Canadian economy more competitive and resilient. Think of it as building a stronger Canada, ready to face whatever challenges the 21st century throws its way. Key players in the Canada-US trade drama. As the trade drama unfolds, several key figures are playing pivotal roles. These individuals are not just political leaders, but also influential voices shaping the narrative on both sides of the border. On the Canadian side, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau stands as the central figure leading the charge in defending Canada's interests. Trudeau's diplomatic efforts and public statements aim to protect Canadian industries and workers. Adding another layer to the Canadian response is Andrew Furey, Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador. Furey's involvement highlights the regional concerns within Canada, especially those of provinces heavily reliant on trade with the US. Furey's sharp criticism of the US reflects a growing sentiment among some Canadians who view the US actions as a threat to Canadian sovereignty. His vocal stance has resonated with many who feel that Canada's autonomy is at stake. Meanwhile, Canadian Defence Minister Bill Blair brings a unique perspective to the table, focusing on national security. Blair's role is crucial in ensuring that trade policies do not compromise Canada's safety and strategic interests. The actions and decisions of these key players will determine whether the US and Canada can find common ground, or if the trade tensions will escalate into a full-blown trade war. Their leadership and strategies will be pivotal in shaping the future of Canada-US relations.